Today's episode is a special one. If you've ever wondered how technology is continuing to transform the restaurant and retail industry and what the future looks like, then you are in the right place. Today, we are joined by Hardy Singh, the Senior Product Manager at Linga. Hardy started his career at Linga, starting really in the tech support area, moving into product strategy, and has continued to lead the innovations. Linga is looking to create a unified platform that's going to tie in retail and hospitality. So I'm excited to see what they're looking to do as they continue to leverage the cloud infrastructure that they already built, along with the backing of their acquirer, to be able to really change the industry and try and create a unified platform. If you don't know me, my name is Jeremy Julian. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for CBS North Star. We sell the North Star point of sale solution for multi-units. Please check us out at cbsnorthstar.com. And now, on to the episode. Welcome back to the Restaurant Technology Guys podcast. I thank everyone out there for joining us. As I like to say each and every time, we know you got lots of choices, so thanks for hanging on the show this week. Today, I am joined by a technologist that's been in the space and really in the space that I'm in and I play in kind of on a daily basis, but also they do some pretty unique things, and I'm excited to have Hardy share a little bit about where things are at now and kind of where they're going into the future. But before we jump into kind of what you get to do day in and day out, Hardy, why don't you give our listeners a little bit of an intro to who is Hardy, where did Hardy come from, how did he get into the space, kind of a little bit of your background before we jump into kind of what you get to do with Linga.
Absolutely. Good morning, Jeremy. First off, thank you for having me on the show. So I am really excited to talk about what we are doing at Linga POS. For those who don't know me, my name is Hardy Singh, but everyone at Linga calls me Hardy. So I'm the senior product.
Thank you for not making me use your traditional name, because I might have screwed that up. So sorry about that.
Yeah. So it makes it easy. So yeah, everyone calls me Hardy there at Linga. I'm the senior product manager at Linga POS, and which is now part of PNC Bank since 2022. Overall, I have a 10 plus years of experience in product development, integrations, and customer-centric solutions. I've been with Linga for 8 years now, and it's been an incredible journey. And I started my career in customer success, moved through the roles like integration specialist, product owner, and now I'm leading the product strategy. So people at Linga often say that I am a guy with many hats, and indeed they are right. So my background in electronics and communication engineering, and plus post-graduation in embedded system development. So building tech solution is something I have been always passionate about.
I love that. And when you graduated from college, were you thinking, I'm going to get in and go build some POS products and help the restaurant industry? I always wonder, I guess, had you even considered that, before you got to Linga and kind of started up your growth trajectory within your career?
Yes. So yeah, as I said, the career I chose was the technology base also, right? And then that is more electronics and communications, and from there, I came for the embedded solution development. It's again a combination of hardware and software development, right? And that's really kicked me off. I always interested to do, technology things on my end. And then when I got the opportunity on Linga, it was more a technology support in the beginning, and that's where I was very, very comfortable, and I really liked it, and then I excelled myself there, and from there they thought I could do more. So that's where I
love
moved.
that.
Yeah, so that was seen, and then they said, okay, let's begin your training on integrations. So I worked in the integrations, payment integrations specifically, over now 7 years. So really seeing the changes happening in the industry.
Yep. So for those that are less familiar with Linga, obviously somebody that's been in the space for a long time myself, I'm super familiar with kind of where you guys came up. You and I talked in prep about kind of the founder and kind of his journey and where that all came from. But for those that are not familiar, why don't you educate our listeners? What is Linga? It's a POS, but it's not just a POS. It does a lot of different things, and you guys have been pretty unique in the space. So why don't you brag a little bit about kind of what you guys have built over the last number of years?
Yes. So at Linga, our mission is simple. So we want to give hospitality businesses a complete technology ecosystem, right? From front of the house to the back of the house, so they can run their operations seamlessly. And how we do that, we combine all together with the powerful tools we have, right? With the personalized service, which is a white glove customer service we do. We have a great team in the back end, and also with the backing of now with the PNC Bank and our amazing team, we are committed to delivering solutions that truly makes a difference. And here's something exciting. We recently expanded beyond our core restaurant solution to the launch of a purpose-built retail POS. So now, whether you're running a restaurant or a retail, Linga has you covered.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit, just because, again, I know the story, but I love to listen to people that have especially been around a long time. Kind of where did hospitality come from, and really even define hospitality? Because, again, I know, but I'd love for you to kind of talk. What type of customers are you guys going after? Who are you guys serving now? And then we can talk a little bit about kind of the transition to retail. And I know that's one of the big topics of what you wanted to talk about. But I'd love to kind of talk a little bit about the origin story. What kind of restaurants do you guys go after? What kind of things are you automating? Because, again, I've watched you guys grow, and the amount of unique changes and things you guys allow customers to do is pretty cool in the space. It's not the Toasts and the Squares of the world that do something very different than what you guys have done. So I'd love for you to share a little bit of kind of how do you guys become that all-in-one solution on the hospitality side, for restaurants primarily, and then we'll kind of talk about the transition into retail.
Right. So at the heart of Linga is our POS platform, right? So which is more than just a point of sale system, and it's a complete ecosystem, basically, we call it, right? And we offer tools for inventory management, mobile ordering, reports generations, and loyalty program, and more. So all are actually designed to streamline the operations from the back of the house to the front of the house. So the goal is to give businesses the flexibility to manage everything under one roof, right? Whether they're running a single location restaurant or a multi-unit enterprise. So what we are doing now, the rest, where we going, right, with the technology? So we are developing a lot about the from the technology perspective. The code base we run, it's the latest and greatest technology, right? And then we are going after the solutions. The restaurants which are really they want to see a difference, right, in their day-to-day operations, and we want to make everything streamlined. We want them to run their operation smoothly, and then where Linga can take the tech side of the part, and then they can run their operations. So really we do the fine dining, pizzerias on the hospitality side, and then bar solutions, and we got a pretty good number of merchants using the fine dining and the bar solution of Linga with the Linga POS.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that I loved about what you guys had done. And again, having met people on your team and kind of how you guys went to market is you felt like a legacy POS with new technology, because you tried to solve a lot more of what people were doing. It wasn't just payments. It wasn't just credit card processing. It wasn't just inventory management or loyalty. It was kind of an all-in-one solution that you guys could go, to the street, Main Street, and get a one-unit operator all the way through some chains. So I love that you guys built that, and I think it was a unique way to go about the market. You guys had always been somebody in my space, and kind of what I had done that I respected. Real quick, you talked a little bit about the PNC acquisition. So that happened, I think you said 3 years ago. I think we're recording this in late 2025. I guess, talk to me a little bit about how kind of that transition went, because you were there pre-PNC and now kind of post-PNC. And sometimes it changes things, and sometimes it gives you guys more opportunity to go do different things, which is really kind of towards retail and why you guys are doing that. So I'd love to talk a little bit about how has that transition been from founder led to now big bank, and really giving them a product to go to market with for both their bankers and kind of their retail outlets and all of that. I'm sure it's changed quite a bit within from 2021 to 2022.
Right. Yes. So I've been there before the acquisition. Also was working with the founder those days, and then it was a different energy, right? So we always look for the best technology, how we can make our customers' life easier, right? And then how we can deliver the best to stay competitive in the market as well. So it is a cloud-based system, right? And then we picked up the cloud-based solution in 2017 and built. It basically came off the legacy system we had it, so it's more of the inheritance. So we always had the backbone of our legacy system, and now really combining with the cloud solution, it worked out really well, right? And the acquisition, when it happens, so the difference is we really see a difference. So PNC is the regulated bank, right? And then they got a lot of processes, policies, and they got a amazing team behind doing a lot of great job of work in the back end. And then we always on the technology side working with the bank. It's a great combination. So they as I said, they are regulated, and then we now learning a lot about the regulations, compliance, the security, which is something wasn't really paying attention before the acquisition, but now it really.
I'm sure.
Yes, and now those have become the priority for us always when we talk about the ADA compliance, right? So those type of functionality features when we are developing something at Linga. We are making sure those things are considered. So really a great difference we are living now, and then it's been so far it's been a blessing, being part of the PNC Bank.
I love it. So before we jump into retail, and again, I know Hardy, I'm not trying to stop the retail conversation because I am excited about that, and I know you guys are kind of coming to market in the next couple of months, kind of in a big way. But really, let's talk a little bit about kind of why you guys have taken such a holistic approach to restaurant tech, from inventory to loyalty to reporting to all of those kind of things. It's a bit unique, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about kind of why did you guys take that approach, and really what is the benefit to the end users, and why should they consider Linga as a solution for their operations? I mean, it's a unique way about what it is that you guys are doing, and I'd love for you to brag on, kind of why did you guys take that? Because it's easy to say, oh, we'll just, you go find a loyalty provider, go find an inventory provider, rather than building it. And you guys have such a deep product knowledge and such a wide breadth. I'd love to have you talk a little bit about why, and then really what have the benefits been to the operators when you guys do that?
Yes. You're absolutely right. So Linga has provided a POS solution tailored for the restaurants, right, from a long time. And then now we have even support. That was a mixed environment when we supported it. It's like a restaurant with attached retail spaces, such as a gift shop, as an example, or a cigar bar, right? But those setups were really limited because merchants could only configure the category-based items, and we didn't offer really true retail functionality. So with Linga Retail now, we are changing that. As I said, it's a purpose-built POS designed specifically for the retail businesses. So it's bring the retail capabilities into our ecosystem, right? And we added support for the standard items. You can do standard items, variant items, and kit and assembly items. So that kit assembly item is a combination. You can build an item from the scratch, right? So building up let's say a computer, right? So you can really tag those items, and then motherboard, RAM, or any the computer, the display, right? And you can really create a package, and then that's something now you will get in the Linga Retail. So we also offering the basic retail functionality. So when we were building it, we kept all those things in mind. So given the flexibility to the businesses for the refund and exchange, right? So those are basic items in the retail industry. And then invoicing, you can really invoice something to your patrons from the back office, so you can reserve the items, you can do layaways for them, right? You can do retail specific inventory items. So, and then moreover, how it's going to make a difference now, we have integrated e-commerce to a platform, right? The payment gateways and then new payment devices. So really the retail merchants can now manage both in-store and then online transactions seamlessly. And then it's a game changer for us. So how it gives the synergy between the restaurant and the retail. So now by including the retail POS into our suite, right, and then we are enabling the businesses to operate in both spaces. They are like restaurant with the retail section or a multi-concept brands to manage everything under one roof. So this really opens up the revenue stream for merchants and expand our partnership also in the ecosystem, right? And when it comes to the tech perspective, we have built the Linga retail on the latest and greatest technology code base we have, and then that gives us the optimized performance and the fast UI, and it shares the same core architecture of our restaurant POS, and so businesses now can get a unified experience across the environment, right? So across the ecosystem, so they can really leverage those features, but they were using it in the restaurant, and now will same features they will get in the retail.
I love that. So Hardy, talk a little bit of, we've continued to talk and continue to see a convergence from restaurants, and then you've got retailers that'll throw a coffee shop into there. They'll throw a little sandwich shop into the back of a retail store. We've got grocery that's starting to do prepared foods. We've got restaurants that are starting to sell retail items, especially in some circumstances. Is that kind of what you guys were trying to tackle, was these multi-modality, you just see. Today's episode is brought to you by Restaurant Technologies Incorporated. They are the leaders in automated cooking oil management. And if you're not familiar with them, they've been on the show a few times to share some of the unique and cool things that they've been doing in the oil management space. They have an end-to-end closed-loop automated system that helps deliver, monitor, filter, collect, and recycle your cooking oil. Sounds like a lot. It's because they do a ton to help clean up one of the dirtiest jobs and most dangerous jobs in your kitchen. You can check them out by visiting rti-inc.com or by calling 888-779-5314. They've already helped over 45,000 customers in the United States with their cooking oil, so clearly they're doing something right. Now back to the episode. And again, I think it happens a lot overseas. I definitely see it overseas. I also see it here domestically in some of these types of grocers and these types of food service operations that are going in. Is that kind of what you guys were trying to tackle, and why you guys decided to take on retail?
Yes, absolutely. So now they have the merchant have the flexibility, right? As I said, we have the unified platform, so they've been using the restaurant functionalities for a long time, and now giving the same set of functionality in the retail with the advanced retail functionality. Some of the businesses, the attached businesses, now can be really a dedicated retail businesses. They can really use those advanced functionality we are offering now, and then those can there's a definite a chance that they would like to convert, right? And then now have the unified platform. One side of the shop is restaurant, and then the retail. So I'll bring there is a case study we have done recently, and then it's a great example I think we can discuss here. And then it's in the Delray Beach City, right, in the southeast coast of Florida. So one of the early adopters we have in the retail are the Eat Better and Live Better. So how they are different. So that's a non-profit organization with an incredible mission. So they have a beautiful mission. They provide access to the fresh produce, right, healthy groceries, and nutrition education. So to help to prevent and reduce the obesity, right, and the other diet related health conditions. So their vision is very that every child and every family should have access to the healthy food and the education, right? So regardless of their background, how they are. So before Linga Retail, EBLB, they face challenges with the retail operations, right, alongside the community program. And then after installing Linga, now they have full access to the support to the they can do EBT transactions, right? So that ensures the families can use the benefit seamlessly. So that's one of the key features we have embedded in the retail, Linga Retail. And then they can now really do the advanced inventory management. So when I say advanced, so that gives them the flexibility. They can also run their inventory in negative. So for if they didn't get a chance to stock up, and then they know they have the items, so the system allow them to really start tracking the negative ones. And when they're stocking up their inventory in the system, I'll bring that also. We have a really cool app, Linga, stock app, so they can use their smartphones to really do the stocking, right? So they now are able to do the custom SKUs for their grocery items. So what's the result? So result is it's pretty it's good for them, right? And then it's a streamlined operation they have. They're reducing checkout times for their customers, for the families they're serving, and then improving the compliance. Also, that's the key feature they benefited from. And now at the end of the day, I feel like it's grateful to be part of Linga, right? It's such a joy to work here at Linga, that we are serving the businesses, making a real differences in their communities, right? And seeing Linga Retail installed in such a location, that truly feels like a blessing for our new product journey.
I love that. I love that story. So thank you for sharing. On that subject, what was your investigation? Because I was quite frankly shocked when I started looking at retail solutions that are out there in the market, and not how far behind they are, but just how so few of them had migrated to the cloud as their primary point. And you guys did that journey, a number of years ago. And so I'd love for you to share a little bit about kind of what we live in the restaurant space, and then all of this conversions with retail, grocery, how the technology, you guys said, hey, we're going to take what we learned in restaurants and then apply it to retail, because at least in my experience, I've not seen that a whole lot of retail solutions that are out there have taken that leap. So I'd love to have you talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So retail is becoming increasingly tech driven, right? And a few big trends we are seeing nowadays which really stands out at as you said, the cloud-based point of sale system. And they want the flexibility, they want scalability, they want to have the real-time data, right? So they same like a restaurant. So, and now what else we see there, it's a omni-channel integrations. So they expect they have the streamlined experience across the border when it comes to the in-store, online, or the mobile solution. And really, the industry is now looking at the data-driven insights, right? So helping to the retailer to optimize their inventory. They can optimize, they can change the pricing and the promotions, right? So Linga is now, when it comes to the tech innovation, so we have learned from the hospitality and really applied it to the retail. So at Linga Retail, which is our cloud-based solution as well, that now really support the different set of items we have, right? So we give them the flexibility. They can use the standard item, variant item, right? And then really use those advanced inventory management features. And then we also included the compliance feature like age verification. So those are the items. And then the set of functionality which we included, they really also came from the restaurant. And what else we have now, just the late summer Q3 2025, we launched the first Linga ever branded payment device, right? Which is also integrated now with the Linga retail. So that gives that's going to give them the support for card present, card not present transactions. So using the one unified payment gateway. So that gives the merchant fully integrated solution to the POS and the payment. So at the end, like I would say, like the empowers our users, and we, as I mentioned earlier, we also revamped the Linga stock app, right? So the stock app, it's a really smart way to manage their inventory. So that's the updated app we have. It enabled them, they can really use anywhere, any device, smartphone device, tablet or phone, and then and they can start adding those inventory items, or they can search for something, or they can look at the stock what they have, right? And if they need to order something. So yeah,
love that. Last kind of, I guess, question, and Hardy, you kind of glossed over a lot of what you guys had built, but I'd love to have you share a little bit about kind of the vision of where things are at. As consumers, we continue to want an omni-channel experience. And again, I think you guys did that for restaurants: order online, pick up in the store, order in the store, have it sent to the house. Like in retail, so few places are at that spot where they can do that from a technology perspective. They may have cobbled together 2 or 3 systems to do that, but I'd love for you to share a little bit about kind of how you guys approach the vision of using the foundation of what you guys had built for restaurants, and how you guys are going to, I guess, challenge the main convention that says consumers want what we are wanting, but how do you guys enable retailers to do what it is that you guys are looking to do in the space to meet the consumer demands of all of those different things: multi-store returns, buy at one store to return in a different store. Again, things that cloud systems are enabling. I'd love for you to kind of talk through some of those features in a little bit more depth, so that our listeners out there are like, yeah, I need that. I need that for my restaurant. I need that for my restaurant with a retail shop attached to it. I need that for my retailers. I'd love for you to share a little bit about kind of those features and how you guys really thought about them differently than the traditional retail solutions that are out there on the market today.
So it's just not a new product for us, right? And then when we talk about the Linga retail, it's a purpose-built solution for the retailer businesses, right? And how it's gonna really benefit them. This is a strategic extension to our ecosystem also. So imagine a world where restaurants and the retail stores can operate seamlessly on one unified platform, right? And they are sharing data, they are sharing the insights and the tools to maximize efficiency, and that's where we are headed. And beyond that, we are now also working on the AI-driven analytics and then the automations to help businesses make more smarter decisions faster, right? So the big things are really along the way, and then we can't wait to share more. So
I love it. Well, and again, I think for most people, when they start to look at retail solutions, there's so many things that we take for granted that we have in the restaurant space that they're still trying to catch up. So I love that you guys have tackled that. So Hardy, what's the plan? How quickly are you guys getting out to market? How do people learn more? Where can they come see it? You talked about the case study of the place down in Florida. Where are you guys at? How do they get in touch? How do they learn more and get to a place where they can see what you guys are doing? If they want to learn more, I know you guys have got kind of a website. Should they go to PNC Bank? Should they go to Linga? Like, where online can they go do a little bit more research if they're done listening to the show and are like, hey, I got to learn more. I need something like what they've got.
They can just go on the website for www.lingapos.com, right? And that's where we have all the updates coming for the upcoming solution as well. And for the list, we as we are coming towards nearing the end of our early access, so there are a lot of promotions Linga will be doing it for the Linga for the retail. So the best course of action will be to connect with the sales agent, visit our website, and then they can always connect with the sales agent for their personalized offers that we can offer them. And if they want to connect with me, they can connect with me on the LinkedIn. I'm always active on the LinkedIn. They can feel free to ping me, and then happy to discuss the opportunities.
Well, I appreciate you being on the show. I appreciate what you guys are doing ultimately to move the industry forward. I do get I'd love to just tackle this real quick. I do get questions from time to time. Isn't Linga a competitor? And for me, my belief in the restaurant technology guys is that there's enough business to go around. You guys do some incredible things. I get inspiration from you guys, and so congratulations on the launch. Congratulations on what you guys continue to do. I appreciate you sharing a little bit of your story personally and kind of what you guys have done, at Linga. For our listeners, guys, like I said, if you're not already subscribed, please do so on your favorite podcast player. And to Hardy, thank you for your time, and to our listeners, make it a great day.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. I'm looking forward to connecting with the listeners. If anyone is listening to the podcast, and then feel free to visit our website, lingapos.com, and then let's make it happen.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeremy.